How'd you feel about Eli Manning not making the Hall of Fame?
I mean, I'm just pissed about it. I think it's such bullshit. When you look at what he did for the league, when you look at, I get all the different arguments against him, but it felt like everybody was focusing on what he didn't do rather than what he did. And I think that's such backwards logic. Look at what he accomplished, not what he didn't accomplish. Don't say, oh, well, he didn't have an all-pro season. Well, he didn't make this many Pro Bowl teams, but he made 4 Pro Bowl teams. He won 2 Super Bowls. He's in a very elite class of players who have 2 Super Bowl MVPs to his name. He is a Hall of Famer. He should have been first ballot. But I will say this, none of it made sense to me. Luke Kuechly should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Adam Vinatieri should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terry Holt should have gotten in. All those guys were worthy, Eli Manning included. Yeah, everybody was worthy. They all should have gotten in. And I don't know. I guess to me, it just felt like the panel was on some bullshit. They feel like they got to be all selective because they're prestigious and pretentious is how I feel about it. So fuck the panel, fuck the Hall of Fame. Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer in my books.
It's like batting after Mickey Mantle. What do you?
Well, you know how I feel. I think Eli Manning should have went in first ballot. If you believe the guy's a Hall of Famer, I don't get this whole first ballot, fifth ballot, seventh ballot. If you think the guy's a Hall of Famer, put him in the damn Hall of Fame. And at the end of the day, the story of the NFL is everybody always says can't be told without Eli Manning. Like it would be literally like ripping out a complete chapter of the story of the NFL if you didn't put Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame. Say what you want about the guy. The guy got it done when it mattered most, and he did it twice. He won 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's one of only 6 quarterbacks to ever do it. He should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he certainly should have been in the top 10 of the players that they voted for. It felt like the committee was trying to make an example to say, we know you're going to get in at some point, but we're going to make it a point to go above and beyond to not even put you in the top 10 so that we can hammer home the point that you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's what it felt like to me. He's going to get in. It may be in 5 years. It may be in 6 years. He's going to get in. We know he's going to get in. But yeah, it was a joke that he wasn't in the top 10. You're talking about a guy that won 2 Super Bowl MVPs, a quarterback, and people want to talk about the stats. Well, maybe some of those stats are skewed because he played in the windy conditions of the Meadowlands. Maybe some of those stats are skewed because he was playing 220 games straight where he was dinged up for a lot of those games when a lot of quarterbacks were sitting out. So, stats only tell so much of the story. And Eli Manning's a big part of the story of the NFL. He belongs in the Hall of Fame, and he'll be there one day.
Adriana, what was your feeling about them dissing Eli Manning?
Agree with everything. Just the whole thing is total bullshit. I feel like they same thing. Like they were trying to stick it to him like, oh, you'll get in at some point. But again, it's like, if you're a Hall of Famer, you're a Hall of Famer. Why does it matter if you get in now versus 5 years from now? I just think that's so stupid. Also, the whole stat thing is so annoying to me. Like the 500 record, like last time I checked, he's not the kicker. He doesn't make tackles. He's not the defense. Like it's a team sport. And to put all of that on the quarterback is insane to me. I understand it's the most important position, but it's not a solo sport. There are other players in the Hall of Fame who also have a 500 record or less. There are also a shitload of quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame who have a worse touchdown to interception ratio. They have significantly less passing yards than him. He also leads the entire postseason ever for the most amount of passing yards, which is more than Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. The whole thing is bullshit. It's so stupid. And I think that they just were trying to prove a point for God knows whatever.
And I think it's good for the league that he didn't get in because it's gonna be a topic now. Every time the NFL loves being talked about. Anything that they could be talked about, it's gonna keep them in the headlines. Is Eli Manning gonna get in? Let's have this debate again in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So from that standpoint, I think it's good for the league as well because it makes the Hall of Fame a constant topic, a constant debate whether or not this guy's a Hall of Famer.